Hey everybody, I'm really excited today because today we've got the new speakers in here. These are the present day production MUM-8 monitors, and they sound incredible. Bar none, they're just nuts. You should go check them out. I'll have a link to them in my description. They're just making an incredible product. However, I'm having a little bit of a problem. As you can probably see from this camera that's at about eye level, those tweeters are quite a bit ways above my ears. So, and my speaker stands are nice, but they're not adjustable. So rather than go out and buying new speaker stands, the MUM-8s have a little trick up their sleeve that I'm going to show you how to do that. Basically, you see that little empty plate back there on the speaker? The tweeter can be moved into that spot, and we can spin the whole speaker to be on its side and keeping everything nice and time aligned and nice and neat. And James, very kindly over at Present Day Productions, has emailed me over some instructions, but we're just going to make a video of it, and we're going to figure out how to do this together and how easy or difficult it might be to do this process. All right, good. We've had some practice. I've already done one of the speakers, but my head was out of frame, so we're going to do it again. We're an audio channel, not a video one. So, I have been assured from James, he's written me out some instructions, James, of course, being from Present Day Productions, one of the guys who's making these cabinets in the UK, that all you need is one small Allen key. This is a 2.5 millimeter hex tool, and we're going to move these over. So I've got my clean station figured out. They're unplugged. They're not plugged into the wall for any power. I'm not going to have any of that problems. I've got a little dish here for the screws that are going to come out. And I'm going to do one thing different from the instructions that James told me. I'm going to go ahead and take this plug out first. That way, as soon as I have the tweeter in hand, it's going to go from jup, jup. I don't have to bobble around this tweeter any more than I have to. I just want to handle it as little as I can. So we're going to take these screws out. We're going to take these out, move the tweeter over, move the cable over, and we'll put everything back together. Here we go. So you can see the Valcromat plug. That's all that's really doing there, is just keeping the space nice and clean for us. I'm going to go ahead and leave that guy in there. That way we don't have to fish it through on the way back. Time to remove the tweeter. Just be aware, if you're using a metal tool, like I suppose most of us are, these magnets are trying to grab onto these tools, so just kind of keep both hands on them so you don't accidentally scrape up any of the delicate components. So here's the trickiest part that I've found, is actually getting this tweeter out. The fit and finish on these is so good that like I can't get my nail or anything in here. So the best I did is very, very carefully using the end of a tool to grab underneath this this protective here and just kind of pull it off. I'm sure there's a more precise way of doing this, but there, I've got it started. Phew, it is no tolerances. Well done to the Present Day Productions machining crew, guys. The tolerances here are so tight. Nicely done. And so here we have our Belisma tweeter, and very specifically in this instructions I was told to grab it from down here, kind of on the shrink wrapped part. Don't grab the cable, because if you just yank on this cable, then all these connectors will come undone. You have to redo those. Like, not catastrophic, but to make this as simple a job as we can, we're just going to grab on as low as we can. We're going to give this a tug, and we're going to give this other side a tug. And what they've done is really nice to keep everything straight for our positive and negative sides, is that 1, different colored cables. 2, the connectors here are different materials, but they're also different sizes. and they line up really nicely with the pieces here on the tweeter themselves, so that you can't physically wire this up backwards polarity. The larger one has to fit on the larger one, the smaller one onto the smaller one, and that's really the only way they'll go back together. So that's just nice little peace of mind for putting this back together. So here's the tricky part. We need to get these cables through the back of the cabinet so that it comes out this hole. I've been assured that, or I've been told that if I somehow lose these cables, the next thing I have to do is to remove the mid driver with all, 6 of these, to pull it out and then fish this cable back through and then push it back in. Again, not catastrophic, but if we're trying to do this quick and easy, then let's try to not lose this cable. Flyaways. And we're going to reconnect our big terminal, our big cable, little terminal to our big little cable. And great. And by the way, these will also only fit on one way, so these are machined very thoroughly. Nice. I'm just going to do that kind of barely finger tight until I get them all the way around. That way everything's nice and even. Kind of like how you do the lugs up on a car tire. Now we just put the plug back. And we're back. And now this entire speaker cabinet is ready to be sideways. And no other speaker that I know of on the market is doing this. So that's pretty darn cool. So in the matter of, I don't know, a few minutes per speaker, maybe 10 minutes for the pair, we've now changed this to a horizontal mounting pattern. The tweeter and the mids are now going to be right on top of each other for better phase coherency. And boy, that was just really easy. And now I don't have to buy new speaker stands, and I don't have to sit 10 feet off the ground. And I'm really looking forward to listening. Let's put them back on the stands. So now the speakers are in the correct orientation. The next thing I did is I had my good buddy Danny come over, and we moved the speakers around a lot, probably back and forth to the wall a dozen times or so. And we're both confident live sound engineers, so we have a license of SMART, and I had my trusty measurement microphone, and we took a lot of measurements in the room. And I mean, it's kind of the game of inches to get it in the right spot, just like any speaker. And once we were really comfortable with the spot, we dug in a little bit to the internal EQs that you can adjust inside the speakers. And the result is mind-blowing. It's the flattest response that I've ever heard in almost any speaker, never mind in this room, and never mind of my own that I get to sit in front of anytime I want. So I am a very happy customer. It's a slightly different array than, or orientation than a lot of the diagrams show us, but this is what worked for me. And I'm very happy. You should go check out Present Day Productions. Thank you again to Danny for coming and helping me do some measurements. And hit me up anytime you want to come take a listen if you're in the Tennessee area. So thanks again. Hope you enjoyed.